When it comes to schools, some are calling for a more cautious approach to lifting mask mandates. CP24's Courtney Heels is getting reaction and joins us live with more on this. Good afternoon, Courtney.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. And we are getting a lot of reaction from unions representing teachers and schools right across this province, weighing in on this announcement from the province that the mask mandate will be lifted for schools. Also announced by the province today, that screening process. Many parents would be familiar with this. Before you drop your student off at school, you might go online or you just say no to any symptoms of COVID-19. I want to bring in Karen Littlewood now with the Ontario Secondary School Teachers Federation to get reaction to this announcement. Karen, what do you think? Are schools ready to lift the masks?
Courtney, I don't know how you know if schools are ready when we don't have any numbers or ability to track the cases. I've heard of somebody, one of my colleagues this week said their child in high school had 6 exposures to COVID this week. It makes it really hard to judge and to say this is the right time to be opening back up. I think probably a couple of weeks we might have a better picture. I'm worried about March break coming up. Last year we delayed March break. This year we're going full on ahead and coming back with no masks, no distancing, no screening. It's a little bit scary.
That leads to my next question, because I also spoke with the Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario. They were also talking about the timing. Would you feel more comfortable revisiting this if there was a longer wait, not returning to school following the March break without any masks if a child or a parent decides not to wear one?
I would feel more comfortable if we had numbers to show that it was safe to come back to school without the mask. Masks are a layer of protection. If we're not going to have any layers of protection anymore, does that mean the pandemic's over? I don't think it's over. I've heard we have not reached the endemic stage. I think the Ford government is playing a dangerous game here with Ontarians, but also for himself. He's got an election coming up. So I really hope that they're right with what they're predicting, that everything is going to be okay, but I don't have any data to prove that.
What are you hearing when it comes to absenteeism? I actually talked to a student earlier today who told me it seems like every other week she has a new teacher filling in. She believes it's because that the teachers that she has might be exposed to COVID-19 or have symptoms. Are you hearing reports of high numbers of absenteeism within staff members, union members?
Yeah, I prefer to refer to them as absences, because when we use the term absenteeism, it really has a negative connotation. People are not off for work delinquently. They're off work because they are sick or because they're caring for somebody with COVID. It really is an issue. Maybe we're not seeing schools closing because of COVID, but there was a school in North Simcoe Muskoka Catholic Board this week that was closed because they didn't have enough adults to staff the building. That is a serious concern going forward, and that is not an issue that came out just as a result of the pandemic, but it certainly has exacerbated it. It is really a concern. We want consistency for students, and the way to do that is to make sure that the staff are safe, that they're protected from COVID, and they're able to stay at work.
Do you think that this could also impact people who are considering getting into the teaching profession? They are needed at this time and they might not feel comfortable or safe teaching in a classroom where masks aren't required?
Yeah, well, that's an issue just when we're talking about absences and people who are off because they're sick. We have rosters of occasional teachers and occasional workers to fill in. They're not feeling safe, and they're not necessarily going into work because they don't feel like it's a safe location. As far as the profession, we have people who are still waiting 6-8 months after they graduated from Teachers College to get their paperwork from the College of Teachers so that they can work. So that's another issue. We have a whole lot of problems here being able to staff the schools, and I think we have to look at health and safety to begin with, but then we have to look at those backlogs as well and the delays that that's causing. It certainly doesn't seem like an inviting profession if people are not going to have the protections they need.
Karen Littlewood with OSSTF joining us live this afternoon. Karen, thank you for making time to speak with us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. Nice talking to you.